Oh, hi. I was just about to eat the sandwich, but then I've seen that the JDMC has fingers crossed that I released a prediction video for the not Warhammer 40,000 Warhammer preview online. And I hate it when cross digits go unfulfilled. I also have very little time, appreciate your time is precious, acknowledge that this is all complete guesswork, and I really want to eat this sandwich. So, we've seen everything we were expecting for the summer for Age of Sigmar. However, as the title suggests, I think AOS will get the biggest splash during this reveal, especially given the recent coverage of Leviathan. This box. You might have heard of it. So in the most likely category, more cities of Sigmar. They're due in the autumn, so I'd expect to see most of the army at this point. So at the very least, I'd expect something in the vein of the Seraphon reveal, where we saw the Slann, we saw the Raptidon charges, and we saw the Saurus all in one reveal, with them holding back a couple of little bits to drip feed to keep us excited before it arrives fully. I also wouldn't be surprised if they showed us a small army box with some of the new units and a battle tome with some fancy artwork. In the slightly less likely camp, but still likely, Orcs. They suggest the giant anger pig wasn't the only thing to come, and there's a big old Orc face on the next Harbinger's book, which is also due in the autumn. And finally, complete wildcard, nobody else really agrees with me on this front, but I still think the Dawnbringer-esque scenery that's been turning up in the background of photos for a while now is actually gonna be a real scenery kit. It looks tangible. Nearly everyone else thinks it's the Warhammer scenery folk being super creative, and they do amazing work, so big pinch of salt here. Alright, so Warcry, dear to my heart. Almost definitely we are going to be seeing the starter set. It's due in summer. We are in summer. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those reveals that rocks up that weekend for pre-order, or perhaps the weekend after. Assumptions are that this starter set will be the Crypt of Blood, which has been leaked already. However, for me, the amount of scenery present there doesn't quite exemplify the Warcry experience, so I still think there's a 50-50 chance that this will just be a Barnes & Noble style entry point box to sell elsewhere, akin to Bladeborn. In which case I'd expect to either see a box riffing on the current Ghurish reign of scenery, or potentially a box expanding on the Shaishian terrain present in the Crypt of Blood. The roadmap didn't mention new warbands, so if we're not getting the repurposed Warhammer Underworlds from Crypt of Blood in the starter set, we'll probably get something that we've already seen before. So totally out there guess is that they also jump ahead and preview one or more of the warbands for the autumn release. We know there are 4 and they are Order versus Destruction. There's good odds that one of them will be Cities of Sigmar, and given what I've said already, I think also reasonable odds that we're going to see some Orcs in there. So for Warhammer Underworlds, we've seen all of these summer releases already, so next on our radar is a Chaos Warband and a brand new core box with 2 unspecified warbands. So in the most likely camp for me, I think it will be us seeing that Chaos Warband. The thought process here is that we did see the new starter box, which admittedly did have repackaged warbands in it, but it does make me feel like they will jump probably to the warband next rather than another box set. And in terms of what the Chaos Warband is, no bloody idea. Hopefully some more Skaven. I'd like to see some Plague Monks. So slightly less likely is a full reveal of the next core box, the 2 warbands, or at least one of those warbands. And that would be Ace, and based on nothing substantial whatsoever, I'm going to go for non-Stormcast Order versus another Chaos Warband. And the rationale here is that I think Destruction are really well catered for across the ranges at the moment, or upcoming anyway, for, you know, Warcry and Age of Sigmar. And Def just had one. So Warhammer the Old World is really hard to predict, given the sporadic previews. However, I think it's very likely we will see our first example of a plastic kit for either Bretonnians or Tomb Kings. This is our second feature during a proper reveal. I hope to see something substantial. Moderately likely is a release roadmap. I feel like we're at a point where they should vaguely know where they're going to be showing us stuff and when. And I'm sure they will be absolutely fully aware that the community is absolutely chomping at the bit to know when stuff's happening. Far less likely in the far less likely pile is a resin character for one of the other factions. It seems reasonable to assume with the Paladin and the Tomb King that we're going to be getting new resin characters, non-named characters for potentially each of the ranges that we saw on that infographic. So hell, why not just throw one of those sculpts in there to tease us? How about one of Gorbad Ironclaw's lads? A nice new green skin character for us. Right, so thank you for watching. If I do manage to cover any of these reveals, it's going to be late because I'm in a quarry all weekend and I'm not even going to be able to see the reveals when they happen. But, you know, let me know in the comments what you're predicting, and cheers for watching. Cheers.